Hey everyone, it's Christiane, a Thermomix USA consultant, and today I'll be going over the newest function added by Thermomix to the TM6, the chop function. You might be wondering why Thermomix added a chop function when the TM6 can already chop things. Before Thermomix added the chop function, you would have to know by heart or refer to the manual which setting you should use based on what you're trying to chop. They made it so much easier by adding this function because now it's already integrated for you. Let's check it out. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the new chop function on the TM6, and we'll be chopping up an apple, an onion, and some almonds. So let's start. How do you find the chop function on the Thermomix? Well, you're going to start on the home screen, go ahead and slide over to the right, and you'll find the chop function along with the other manual functions. So once you've made it into the chop function, you're going to have a lot of different preset options to choose from. I'm going to select apple, since we're going to start with an apple. And it's recommended that you quarter the apple before putting it in there to chop it up. Depending on what you're chopping, it will vary, so make sure to read what the recommendation is based on what you're chopping. All right, so we have our quartered apple, and I'm going to select between 3.5 and 10.5 ounces, since that's what we'll be chopping today. And once I have that selected, you're going to want to weigh how much you actually have to make sure it's in that range. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on the scale button, and it pops up there for me. And all I do is add my apple into the TM6 bowl, and it's going to weigh it for me. Okay, so one small apple is equivalent to about 3.7 ounces, so we are within the recommended range for that. So I'm going to go ahead and click set, and that's going to pop up with my preset settings. And what it's telling me is it's going to chop for 2 to 3 seconds on speed 4.5 based on what weight that I chose of the apples that we're using today. So just go ahead and put the lid on top, turn the dial up to the recommended setting for the chop, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so we have our chopped apple. It only took a couple seconds. That was super quick and easy. And you can use this in the morning on top of oatmeal for breakfast, or just as a snack, or for some dessert. There's lots of different ways that you can use chopped apples, and you can have it within seconds with your TM6. All right, so here are my chopped apples. And you can peel them before chopping them if you don't want the peel. I like the peel for extra fiber, so I kept mine on this time. Okay, so next I wanted to show you how to chop almonds, and it's really neat because Thermomix added 2 different settings for the almonds. So I'm gonna go ahead and find nuts within the chop function. So for the almonds, you can choose between coarsely chopped and fine. So I'll show you what both of those look like today. We'll start with the coarsely chopped first. And I selected 3.5 ounces. So I'm going to pull up my little scale again and just weigh that into the mixing bowl. All right, so I added my almonds and hit set, and we're ready to chop them up. So my almonds are nice and coarsely chopped. I'm gonna transfer it to the bowl so you can take a closer look. So here are my coarsely chopped almonds. And as you can see, there's some pretty good bite-sized pieces and chunks in here. So they're just coarsely chopped. You could use this for cakes or for your breakfast in the morning. So next I'll show you what the finely chopped almonds option looks like. And you'll notice instead of chopping at speed 4, it'll preset it to speed 6. So we're gonna be using a higher speed, and we're gonna get a finer result. Okay, my almonds are done. Let's see what the finely chopped almonds looks like. And they're much, much smaller. It's not quite as fine as almond flour. That would probably be speed 9 or 10. But on speed 6, you're gonna get a much finer chop than using speed 4. So it's nice that it presets that for you. You don't have to remember which speed should I program for fine chopped versus coarsely chopped. It's already in there for you. So as you can see, this is much finer. You can compare it to the coarsely chopped almonds. The final food item I'll show you today is an onion, and we're gonna go ahead and find that in the fruits and vegetables section of the chop function. So depending on how much onion you want to chop, you need to select the weight range. So I don't really know how much this weighs, so I'm going to go ahead and weigh that first. And it says it's about 4.5 ounces, so I'm just going to look and select the range where 4.5 ounces falls in. And click set. So now I can go ahead and put my onion back in, and everything is already preset for me. So it's going to chop at 4 seconds on speed 5. All right, let's take a look. So it went ahead and chopped up my half an onion pretty nicely. I'll go ahead and transfer it into a bowl so that you could see it better. That was super easy. So I have my chopped onion. Let me show you what it looks like closer up. And this is perfect if you're making soups. And if you're like me and use onions every day, this is amazing for meal prep. You can go ahead and throw some onions in, have them ready to go to throw into your Thermomix or your pan, whatever you're cooking for that day. The best part is after chopping up your onions, you could use them for meal prep by storing them in the refrigerator for a couple days. So today we've chopped an apple, some almonds, and an onion using the new chop function in the TM6. I hope you learned a lot about how to use it, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Thermomix tips and tutorials. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Thermomix tips and tutorials.